Okay, we'll go to the next question. It's all commissioners. We're going to start on the left side of me this time, Ron. And in 1946, property here in Dallasport was donated for a county park. What will you do to create that park? And if you don't know, the property is just west of us, and it's a huge area. Yep.
I guess first and foremost, what I'll do on the county parks is get educated on it. Be honest with you. And I had heard that there were some plans put together on the park. And then go from there. For me to answer that, I can't.
Are you yielding your time, sir?
Yeah, that's fine.
Knowledge.
Yeah.
And I would certainly hope, and I'm not running anybody down here. Anybody that wants this job better go learn something and hit the ground running so they don't become feckless and infected for 2 years. I understand y'all don't know, and that's fine. Let's learn it, because one of you has the awesome responsibility of managing these people's lives. The park is on 6th and D Street. It was donated to us, and please never go back and read the original deed. You will be very surprised if you read it. It's entertaining, you should go read it. Anyway, yes, the community wants a city park. I was able to push that through the Board of Commissioners, although one commissioner was against it. How do we develop that park? Well, first off, you have to put into, for RCO Recreation Conservation Office grants, you have to have a Board of Commissioners that wants to do that, because everything takes 2 votes. I am super big on parks. I actually applied for an RCO grant for the city of Goldendale to upgrade a Coney Park and put in new ball fields and all sorts of things. We did receive that grant, by the way. The county can do the same thing for Dallasport Park. The Wishram community did it for their own park. The county did it for Trout Lake Park. But I can honestly tell you that currently I believe I'm the only commissioner that wants to spend money in parks. A couple years ago when Dave Sauter was still here, I was managed for 1 year to get my commissioners to put $150,000 away into parks. $50,000 per commissioner district. For that commissioner to deem towards parks. There's still $50,000 in that parks fund for District 2, but I can tell you there is just no interest besides myself to put any money in that park and or apply for an RCO grant, regardless of what you might be hearing in the world. And you're going to need to elect somebody else that cares about parks and actually wants to upgrade boat ramps and all.
I wasn't going to heckle you again.
That's number 2. Go ahead.
Okay, I believe the children are our future. We should let them lead the way.
That's the best one.
Is that from a song? Yeah, parks are really important to kids. Dallasport, so I'm not aware of where that was. I think it came up in this Tuesday's meeting that there was some park donated. I had no idea it was 1946. I don't know how many kids are in this local area, but I do know volunteer community organizations can get together, and that can be done very simply without the government. It's already been donated. Dan would know the details of how that would affect, since it was donated to the county. There may be some safety things, but to wait on Dallasport to be, for there to be more homes and more development in this area, it doesn't necessarily have to be stalled and wait until that happens. There can be some things to where there can be, you think of a playground and you think swing sets, and some of that can get kind of expensive with insurance, but you can also have a soccer field. It also could be, there could be one person in this community that's going to go out and mow the lawn. It could be watered, so this doesn't take a ton of tax dollars, because maybe it wouldn't be used that much. But then over the course of a couple of years, you could decide, like, wow, kids are showing up. So now we need to, start ramping up the dollars. And the main thing involved with all these decisions is I see a lot of money going to my area, to the white salmon area. It's there needs to be divided up somewhat equally. I know there's a lot of growth happening on the west end, but we've been eating up a lot of the tax dollars that should be coming to Dallasport, should be going to Goldendale, should be going to Centerville. And that's because of the growth, but there needs to be some fairness as far as where the allocation of funds goes. So, thank you.
I think parks are incredibly important to building strong and cohesive communities, even for birthday parties or gathering places. This is one of those things we keep hearing, our county doesn't have any money, and no, it doesn't. And the residents don't always have a ton of extra volunteer hours to go and mow and water, and I do believe the community wants to be involved. But something that I think a lot about when I think about our county is that we don't have a grant writer at all. We don't have somebody to support a grant writer. We pay these taxes, they go out to the state and the federal government, and they sit in there, and we have to go after them and bring them back. And that is what, if we hired a full-time grant writer with the support, we could have them paid off probably within the first month and help these communities find money to fix their parks. In Trout Lake, in my district, the 15-acre park is overgrown. The showers that the hiker use is moldy and disgusting, and they're facing the same problem. As for the West End Park, we just got a splash pad in White Salmon, and that was done by the city of White Salmon, spearheaded by our mayor, Marla, and that's changing everything because we don't have a swimming pool. And whatever we can do to work together, I love that. I love that spirit, and I have the energy to get out there and help mow, but we also need to find more funds. And if we can get a grant writer and somebody to help bring this money back to our county, I'm sure we could pay them very quickly.
1 minute,
30 seconds.
30 seconds, okay.
I actually quite agree with Amanda on the grant writer. I'm kind of on my own on that, but managed to push it through. We did get a grant to pay for a grant writer, believe it or not. That's through economic development, and then it shifted over to board discretion, going to the Quesapita Board of Klickitat County Public Economic Development Authority. That grant writer got shifted to McKed and is now working for the city of White Salmon, and you can't use him. Why, I don't know, but I agree with Amanda. We had a grant writer, we would get